Hello everybody, my name is Trudy and welcome to my In Yoga Pose video. Today I would like to introduce to you two poses. One is the Sphinx pose and one is the Seal pose. Both poses are considered backbend poses and both poses have the same target areas of the body. The front of the body stretching the abdomen and the back of the body compressing the spine, especially the lower back. Now the Seal pose is an extension of the Sphinx pose. That means that after doing the Sphinx pose, if you like to go for a deeper stretch, we come to the Seal pose. Now for people who have a history of herniated disc and slip disc, do be careful and be more mindful of your lower back. Okay, if you feel a pain where it's sharp and shooting, that means that you have gone too far and that you should stop and find a variation of the pose that is more accessible to you. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the different variations of the pose and you can choose which one works best for you. So follow me. Okay, first come down onto your belly. Okay, now from the belly, place your forearms onto the mat. Now you can choose to keep your feet together or feet apart. It's totally up to you, depending on how you feel or which you feel more comfortable. Okay, because we're going to stay in this pose for about 5 minutes today. Right, then place your palms. Okay, make sure your hands, okay, are not stuck together like that and engaging. So relax it by releasing the fingers. Okay, and place the palms about shoulder width distance. Palms onto the floor. Okay, try to get the shoulder to stack above the elbow if you can. Now from here, I want you to try this together with me. Okay, try to pull your elbows back towards the mat, the back of the mat. Now as you do that, you will start to feel your chest pushing forward and your back compressing. Okay, so again, the two target areas, front of the body and back of the spine. Okay, this is the Sphinx pose. Now, if you tried this with me and this is too much for you, alright, you can use a bolster, okay, or roll a blanket that you can find support in. I feel this first version is the easiest, so I'm going to place the pillow or the bolster just below where my rib cage is, so just here. Okay, and the same thing, I'm going to bring my forearms onto the mat. Now when you're in Sphinx pose, it really doesn't matter, okay, if you interlace your fingers or you have them apart, anywhere that is comfortable, as long as you feel the target stretch. Okay, so same thing, press the palms onto the mat, pull the elbows back, push your chest forward, stay here. Okay, another option that you can take, which I think is a slightly deeper option than the first one, the one under the rib cage, okay, is to place your elbows onto the mat. And same thing, pull the elbows towards the back of the mat. Maybe interlace your fingers here and stay. Okay, as long as you have this arch in the back, if you can see here. Alright, and for those people who are regular practitioners in the Sphinx pose and would like to come straight to Seal, you can. Starting from Sphinx, alright, you bring your palms out further, okay? Now when you bring your palms out further, I would like you to turn your hands slightly to the right. This will create more space in your shoulders, okay, especially for those with very tight shoulders. So placing your palms here, bring it out, slightly rotate it out, and slightly to extend your elbows up, lifting up. And then walk your hands bit by bit closer towards your hip as far as you can go and stay here. At the same time, push your hips down. You should feel this really nice stretch in your belly and in your back. Okay? Now, if you're in between Sphinx pose and Seal pose, you can take the pillow. Okay, find your hip bones, which is here, and place your hip bones down onto the pillow. Okay? Extend your hands out. Walk, walk, walk as fast as you can. This support is so good. By using this support, you have less compression in your spine. Okay? So you can do it this way. And for some of you who would like it even more, okay, take the blocks. 2 blocks, okay, 1 for each hand. You can either place at the first level, the second level, or the third level, okay? I'm going to do the second level to show you. So, again, slightly wider than shoulder width. Okay, I'm going to bring it closer because bring it up. Extend the elbows. I feel right now a lot of compression in my spine. But as long as it's not shooting, as long as it's not sharp, that's perfectly fine. Okay? Alright, so let's do this together. Okay, we will stay in this pose together for 5 minutes. Okay, and halfway through 3 minutes, I'll let you know. And for the last 2 minutes, you can choose any option that you would like to take for the next 2 minutes. For me, I'm going to do 3 minutes of the Sphinx pose with you, and after which I am going to do the Seal pose. Okay, shall we start? So I'm going to start in Sphinx pose. Forearms down, palms down. Okay, legs wider apart. I'm going to take one inhale. As I exhale, pull the elbows back, push the chest forward, arch the spine. Close my eyes here. Focus on your breathing here. I find that closing the eyes helps me keep my concentration better. When I open my eyes, I tend to be distracted by a lot of things. In this pose, generally, if you have a very tight spine, you will feel a lot more in the back than in the front of the body. So if you don't feel a lot in the front of the body, that's perfectly fine. Because the more you stretch the back of the spine, the more your front of the body will have to stretch as well. So where we are compressing in the spine, it's where our urinary bladder meridian lies. According to traditional Chinese medicine, the meridian channels in the body is where our qi flows, and the qi is known as an energy life force that goes through our body. So the healthier your qi flow, the healthier your body will be, because no one organ in the body works independently. They all work as a group. The urinary bladder meridian and the kidney meridian both form the water element in traditional Chinese medicine. One of the functions of the water element is strong bones and kidney gin. What can cause the weakness of the water element is mainly your DNA inherited from your parents. So if your parents have weak bones or weak kidney gin, usually we inherit that when we are born. So that's why in Asian culture it's important whenever someone in the family is pregnant, they have to take a lot of Chinese herbs to build their body so that the baby is born out to have a strong kidney gin. Now the water element is known as the reservoir of essential energy for the whole body, and therefore it has a reserve compartment, okay, that helps the body when it is in distress. As you may have heard, you can go on days without food and you'll be fine, but you cannot go and survive on days without water. What else can cause the weakness of a water element? When you do not replenish your body through food, through rest, and through air when this reserve runs low. And what could be the symptoms of this weakness of the water element? You can have lower back pain because the kidney organ lies at the back of your body on the right side where your lower back is. You could also face urinary problems, and you could suffer from fatigue, tiredness for no rhyme or reason. So how can you harmonize this water element? Most important, you should find time to rest, to replenish, and to relax. Okay, 3 minutes is up. Last 2 minutes, I'm going to come into the seal pose. Okay, for some of you, if you like to stay where you are, go ahead. Or if you think it's already too much, you can always go one step back. Okay, I'm going to go into the full seal pose for 2 more minutes here. As I feel now the stretch in my belly even more. So the higher lift up, the more you feel in the belly, the more you feel in your back. Close your eyes here for the last 2 minutes. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Other ways of harmonizing your water element, it's you can keep your lower back covered and warm at all times. So sometimes if there's too much wind element in the body, it disrupts the flow of water in our body. Also try to find time to do things for yourself. Maybe meet up with some friends. Basically anything that puts your body off any distress. So besides the water element, this pose stimulates through the front of the body, the stomach, and the spleen meridians, which both form the earth element. One of the functions of the earth element is digestion. What could cause the weakness of this element would be poor food quality choices, irregular eating habits. And what are the symptoms of the weakness of this element? You will have gas or bloating issues, or you may suffer from sluggish digestion. Okay, your last 2 minutes is up. Now slowly release from the pose. So bring your hips up if you can slowly. And if you have your feet wide apart, just bring them together. So bring both knees together. Okay, sit your hips back onto your heels. Okay, extend your hands out in front. And first lengthen the spine as much as you can. So reach your hands out as you bring the hips down over to your heels. Bring your forearms down and bring the crown of the head onto the mat. So you will stay in this child pose for 2 minutes. Okay, as you stay in this child pose, with every exhalation, I would like you to reach your hands out further in front of the mat, but without compromising your hips, still touching your heels. You should start to feel this really nice length in your spine as you perform these 2 actions. Close your eyes, focus on your breathing. So coming back to the earth element, the symptoms again of the weak earth element will be gas or bloating issues and sluggish digestion. So how can we harmonize this earth element? We can try to cut down the consumption of dairy products. We should maybe also try to eat and chew our food slowly. And try to eat more warm food and warm drinks. So in yoga, when we stay in the pose for a long time, we stress the ligaments that are attached to our bones. By stressing them, we create more strength in the bones. In a rebound pose like we are in right now, we are giving our body time to unwind, basically for the ligaments to unwind and for the joint capsules to unwind. Now we have come to the end of our rebound pose and at the end of this short practice. Slowly lift your head up and walk your hands over to the knees. Come down to a seated position, cross your legs. Let's bring the palms together and let us gently bow down our heads. Focusing on our breathing. So even if it's just this 5 minutes to 7 minutes practice, may not seem a lot, but your body will thank you for it if you do it on a regular basis. Thank you very much for watching my video, and I hope that it helps your body as much as it has helped mine. Gently open your eyes. Namaste everyone.